covering every county. This is your statewide newscast. Arkansas Today.
A Benton County Justice of the Peace candidate arrested for forgery. Thanks for joining us on Arkansas Today. I am Aaron Nolan.
And I'm Mallory Brooks. Parker Zielinski was arrested Tuesday night. The 38-year-old is running on the Democratic ticket for Benton County Justice of the Peace District 5. He faces a forgery charge and contempt charge from 2016, currently being held at the Benton County Jail on a $4,500 bond. His court date is November 26th.
The applications are in. Let the scoring begin. The Arkansas Medical Marijuana Commission hearing from the Boston-based consulting firm hired to score the dispensary applications for the very first time.
Arkansas Today's Rebecca Jeffrey was at that meeting and tells us what we can expect in the coming weeks.
The future of medical marijuana dispensary licenses is now in different hands.
Very important for this project that everybody is conflict-free.
Satisfying concerns that the scoring process be fair and independent. Thomas Aldrich with Public Consulting Group out of Boston represented the company at a Medical Marijuana Commission meeting Tuesday. They've been hired to grade the 198 dispensary applications to fill 32 positions in the state.
I'm not going to try to tell you that we've gotten, 13 different medicinal marijuana projects under our belt. We don't, but we have very applicable projects.
5 scores have been chosen based off criteria set forth by the commission. They include people with experience in government, cannabis, pharmaceuticals, law, and medicine.
They have absolutely no connection to any of the applicants, really no connections to Arkansas.
The scores are undergoing training now to best understand how the commission wants the applications scored.
We're not just distributing 200 applications and saying, good luck, go at it, and interpret these things as you wish. We have very prescriptive ways of trying to train our folk.
The consulting group will receive the applications in the next week and have about 30 days to return the scores. The licenses could be awarded by the end of the month. But with questions still looming, at the end of the meeting, the commission agreed to set up a much-anticipated public forum later this month.
Simply based on the number of emails and calls and other things that we receive every day, I can only imagine it's going to be an extremely, extremely large turnout.
Rebecca Jeffrey reporting. The public meeting is expected next week, either on October 25th or 26th, depending on venue availability. Once we have that information, we will be sure to let you know.
We are your local election headquarters every day this week. We're breaking down a different ballot issue you're going to vote on in November. Today, issue 4, casinos. The measure would authorize 4 casinos and enhance sports betting in Arkansas. Expanded operations at Oaklawn and Southland as well. Also creating 2 resort-style facilities in Pine Bluff and Russellville. The tax revenue would go to the state, the cities and counties where the casinos are located, and Oaklawn and Southland.
Look at what's happened in other communities with casinos, and you haven't seen the rise in crime. You haven't seen any of this other stuff that the opponents will say. What you've seen is an increase in jobs, an increase in economic opportunity.
This is a bad bet for the people of Russellville, a bad bet for the people of Pine Bluff. If you look at neighboring states, their poverty rates are just as high or higher than Arkansas. So no state has ever been able to gamble its way to prosperity.
For complete coverage of issue 4, you can go to our website.
A new study release shows investing more money in Arkansas highways would create more than $1 billion in economic growth across the state. That study conducted found that an additional investment of $478 million a year would not only result in a significant economic impact, but also create close to 6,000 new jobs. Tuesday's meeting was a starting point for discussions on how to deal with road issues and put out some of that new data.
As we look to the legislative session in 2019, we just need to continue to look at what's the most intelligent way to spend funding to have the most impact on the most communities.
The Arkansas Highway and Transportation Department says the state needs a long-term funding solution. Right now, it is undetermined where the money for this additional investment would come from.
Tuesday, we told you about a bus bending the Beaver Bridge. Luckily, the bridge didn't break, but now it is closed. The State Department of Transportation has closed the bridge for inspection by engineers after a video of a 35-ton bus drove over. You see the weight limit, 10 tons. That's 3.5 times the limit. Now, the bridge was built in 1943. It's a swinging bridge. It is the last one open to vehicular traffic in the state. It was even featured in the 2005 movie, really good movie if I have to say so, Elizabethtown. In northwest Arkansas, the decommissioned nuclear reactor near Strickler was removed Tuesday. Strickler is an unincorporated township. It's in Washington County. Crews with Energy Solutions removed it from its contaminant building with the help of the University of Arkansas. The reactor was built in the late 60s, tested in the early 70s before decommissioning in 74. Weighs 84,000 pounds and was lifted by a large crane. Now, the vessel will be filled with grout and welding shut before being sent out of state next month. Arkansas Children's Hospital celebrating Halloween a little bit earlier for some of its smallest, littlest, tiny patients.
Arkansas Today's Hillary Hunt takes us inside Boo at the NICU.
Finding a Halloween costume that fits can be a little tricky, and sometimes you gotta get a little crafty.
When you do have a baby in the NICU, it's really tough, and sometimes you feel like the rest of the world is moving on without you.
But these also aren't your typical trick-or-treaters.
She was 1 pound 5 ounces when she was born.
This is Boo at the NICU, and this beautiful butterfly is Adelaide. She's on month number 2 here at Arkansas Children's Hospital.
I chose the butterfly because she's got the hungry caterpillar. She just got to start eating again.
Volunteers and the family get to help make these tiny costumes for their little baby. For the past 2 years, Arkansas Children's Hospital has worked to turn even the scariest times and even the scariest holiday into something that makes these parents smile.
Doing the costumes is particularly fun, to be able to have the memories, the pictures, and then also to be able to share that with my son too, something that's kind of a more normal part of life.